Hey, one of the benefits of the membership of 7K is us people helping people accumulate assets, get assets, protect what wealth they have worked hard for all their lives, and to accumulate more wealth in gold and silver, in God's money, in money that they probably won't spend. See, if they got it in a savings account in paper that they need to buy something, they go and they just cash it out and spend it. Well, they did 10 years from now, when they really need it or when they retire, they don't have it. So that's one of the beauties of gold and silver, is that if we learn to buy a little bit of it, it's like that little program that we have. In 1965, this dollar bill and a 1 ounce silver coin bought the same thing. 2,500, either one of them bought that Ford Mustang. Fast forward, you retired. You still need automobiles. 2,500 $1 bills taken out of your savings account or your retirement account, go down in a Ford store, and you can't even buy the tires on that Mustang. But those same 2,500 ounces of silver would buy you two brand new, fully stocked Mustangs and money left over to buy gas. A lot of months. So if you'd have been saving a little bit of silver all those years, and you're in 100% control of it, you're not even in control of the paper or stocks or bonds or any of those other forms of paper. And if you hit the market when it's going down and you retire, well, you can't afford to retire. Ask all those greeters at Walmart. Anyway, one of the important things is being able to accumulate gold and silver. We've got a few of our members here to kind of share a little bit of their story. Now, hey, look, they may not be making the big bucks every month, but if they make a little, they afford to be able to buy some gold and silver. They get 1099 tax benefits if they're working and still paying taxes. These are things you need to understand and talk with your tax return CPA, okay? And get some information about it in the first place. Donnie White, you've been able to accumulate and learn a few things. Tell us a little bit. When did you join 7K, and tell us a little bit about your accumulation of wealth.
Sure, Bob. Thanks. You can hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay, great. So I joined 7K 2 years ago, and just worked the business just a few weeks. Got a few of my friends in, and they're buying their coin every month. So it's I'm making a small check every month or every 2 months. But the cool thing that I see is the Sound Money wallet. Back when I was back a few years ago, back in the late 80s, I was a tool maker apprentice, and I'd cash my check and I'd go into the local mall and buy just 1 ounce of silver, a silver bar. And I kept those at my house. And I came home one day and my whole house was ransacked, and all my silver was stolen. So I stopped. I stopped doing silver. I didn't want to get a safe deposit box at the bank. And then when 7K come along and they showed me the Sound Money wallet, I understood that the best way to buy stocks, bonds, commodities is daily dollar cost averaging. So I spend $15 a day. I buy $10 worth of silver and $5 worth of gold, and we can do that in a Sound Money wallet, which is really cool. You don't have to come up with the $2,700 or $2,900 or whatever they want for a gold coin. You can just save a little bit. And since I've been doing that, I've accumulated, and I've got my screen up here on my other screen. I've got $5,748.92. And I'm buying the gold bar. I buy gold bars, and I buy the 100-ounce silver. And it's in a safe vault in Idaho. I don't have to worry about anybody stealing it. So I'm back, saving gold and silver now. And it's awesome.
Yeah. What do you have? What's your stack and sell value right now?
Like I said, $5,748.92.
That's your Sound Money wallet. I'm talking
Sound
about
Money wallet.
Your collectible coins in your
Oh,
stack and sell.
you know what,
Yeah,
Bob? I would have been meaning to talk to you about that. I
but
can't.
that's okay. That's okay if you don't have it
But
ready at
but I
hand.
got.
That is fine. That is fine.
Yeah,
It
but I
if
buy
you don't
five. I buy
It's
5 coins a month
you
for
buy
2 years.
5 coins a nut. You need to add that to your testimony because it has a market value, and that is part of what you're holding in gold and silver value in your hands. Okay,
Yeah.
that you're in control of. Thank you,
Yeah.
Donnie. Appreciate that story. Great story about incremental buying and the security of sound money wallet instead of keeping it home. Keith Lomas, you're up next, my friend. Would you unmute and tell us a little bit about your your uh, silver and gold accumulation story?
Okay, thank you, Bob. I signed up in September of 2022, so it's been a little over 2 years. And at this point, I have accumulated over $10,000 in my Sound Money wallet. I'm using it as an investment, and I have just about about $9,800 in my stack and sell, and I have received 4 checks from Stack and Sell. I mean, from the 7K and at $1,000, and then I received the metal bonuses from 2 of my my bases, and I couldn't be more excited about what's going on because I did want to get into it as an investment just to accumulate gold and silver, but so much that I've learned from you and from 7K that this thing can go beyond my dreams. I mean, because I actually can double what I have saved for investment. I'm 68 and I have a good investment portfolio, but I will probably surpass that just with 7K, which I never expected when I got in. So I am really excited about what I have.
Thank you. Great story. And it's another great story. You don't have, you know, it's never too late to start. And that's what Keith's story just said. It's never too late to start. Thank you again, Keith. Appreciate it. Evelyn Ware, come on in and tell us a little bit about your asset accumulation. Now, you've been with us since the beginning, pretty close to the beginning, because you were one of the first persons that I called after my meeting, since you didn't show up at George's house. And we got you in, but we're long-term friends, been knowing each other since the mid 90s. And so tell us, we know you had no time to work the business. You were in the school boards and very active and had a couple of business running. But tell us what it means to be able to just accumulate a little wealth and then have the opportunity later, now that you have time, to start working on building your business. So let's see what your wealth accumulation has been. So you need to unmute.
Unmute. Here we go.
You got it. Go ahead.
Yes, like you said, it took me a while to kind of get free of some of the political stuff I was tied up in that really kind of hamstrung me from actually working the business. But in the meantime, what I was doing was actually stacking the collectibles because they are so beautiful, and I'm into the arts, and now we have arts and metals. So that's extremely exciting for me, especially those gold notes. And so over time, I have stacked at least 100 items, and they cost me on the average right at $7,100 over the few years that I've been doing this. But the estimated value is over 9,100. So that's some equity that was very passive, something that I didn't have to really work to do, just basically be a member and stack. And other than that, I've stacked a significant amount of silver and some gold in my my stack and sell account. So I would definitely wholeheartedly recommend this to anybody, especially somebody that's, let's say the people that I really like to work with are, people that are retired, near retirement, and really don't want to look at taking on a second job just to make ends meet. So
Yeah.
it's a significant
Yeah,
income.
you got a great story because you have a story of what it means to be a stacker, what it means to buy your autosaver, what it means that through time, if you hold on to them and you hold on to them long enough, they become more and more valuable. So you just demonstrated that in your story, and it's your bullion you got's not in your stack and sell. It's in either your hot little hands or your
Nice.
money wallet. That's okay.
Yeah.
But you have that story, and now you're pursuing the business, and that's one of the great things because you're one of our people, and you probably have over $2 million in your bank account on your bank side, don't you?
Right, exactly. And that's just
So
because I never would stop stacking. I just
that's
kept
right.
stacking.
That's because you never stopped stacking, and all the points that grew down below you, even though you couldn't build at that particular time, accumulated into your bank account. So you got lots to take out. Thank you, Evelyn. Great story. I hope other people understand the story that she just told. And uh, I'd like Sandy Terry, and Bryan from Texas. Come on in, unmute. Tell us, and you don't have to have the exact date you started. Just tell us that you've been in for 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, and what your stack and sell market value is. That's all we're interested in. What your total accumulation is, what your bullion accumulation is, because this is a story of being able to stack. What's one of the major benefits of 7K is making silver and gold accumulation and wealth building affordable to the average everyday person. Sandy, tell us you're in
Well,
Bryan's.
hey, I'm Sandy Terry, and my husband is Bryan. We are both business owners here in Amarillo, Texas. I am in childcare, and my husband has his own mechanic shop. And so we have been busy with life and kids and everything, and we really didn't know nothing about gold and silver when this was brought to us. And we also had not planned well for our retirement. With us both being business owners, we don't have a 401k or anything like that was going to help us with that. And we just hadn't put money away. It's taken everything we've had, just like a lot of people, to make ends meet. So our retirement looked very grim. But 7K came into our lives 18 months ago, and we have discovered that this isn't just a rich man's game, that we can actually win in this arena as well. And we can help build for our future and our legacy for our kiddos and grandkids. And in the meantime, in that short amount of time, we've actually accumulated over $15,000 in assets, which, had it have not been for 7K and their training and their knowledge and in telling us what we needed to do and helping us along the way, we'd have never had that accumulation of assets. So I'm very blessed with the people and the that are willing to help us. So back to you.
Thank you, Sandy. And y'all have a great story about beginners. 18 months, two very busy entrepreneurs. uh, living life. Life happens to everybody. That's the problem. But to plan for the future, you have to take a little bit of time, and you have to have a little bit of sacrifice. And y'all have demonstrated that if you do that in a very short period of time, you've accumulated over $15,000 worth of assets that you're in control of, not the government, not an employer, not anyone else, but you and God. Y'all are the only ones in control of this. This is gold and
Yes, sir.
silver, and that's what it takes. Thank you so much. Great story. Appreciate you.
You are welcome.
Okay. David Brewer, I'm holding you, my friend, because you were one of the first ones to join us, and I want you to kind of cap this off for us here. Rod Chamberlain, and then Gary Capps. That's the order we're going to go in. Okay. So, Rod Chamberlain, if you will briefly give us a quick synopsis of your stacking and your asset accumulation story.
Sure. Heard about 7K back in August of 2021. Did not join until November 2021 because I did an in-depth review, and that's probably the only thing I wish that I had done was join back in August of 2021 instead of waiting until November. 3 years. My stack and sell sitting at 132,000, and sound money sitting at just short of $2,000. I've been able to diversify, which was my primary concern, along with taking advantage of the 1099 deductions. I know that I've been able to save over $20,000 in taxes over the last 3 years working with my accountant. And it's been a hell of a ride. I've enjoyed it tremendously. Met a lot of great people too.
And how young are you, Rod?
Oh, I'm a young 76.
So see, Rod and David and a few of us others, we're examples that you're never too old to get started here. Jeri Forbis, I hadn't forgot about you. I'm trying to find where you at, okay? Because I don't see your hand up anymore. But I really wanted Jeri Forbis' story in here, but apparently she got disconnected. Thank you, Rod. I think you have a great story. Gary Capps, you're next in line, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
Hey, now I told a little bit about your story. You interviewed several leaders before you picked out your sponsor in our 7K getaway in Cancun. But so tell us how long you've been in the business. That if you ever owned gold and silver, I don't think you ever owned gold and silver before, did you, Gary?
Zero.
Is that true? You never owned gold and silver before?
Not one.
Okay. So tell us about your wealth accumulation and your little venture here in 7K.
Bob, I want to share a story about Sound Money Wallet real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
My wife's a member under me, and one day she was needing $1,200, and I said, just a minute. She goes, I don't want to take it out of this one account. And I said, just a minute. And I pulled her Sound Money wallet up, and she had invested in silver in her Sound Money wallet, and she had accumulated $1,800 profit, right? So that same amount of silver was still in there. And so I said, well, why don't we just pull $1,200 out of your Sound Money and pay this bill? And she said, what? She couldn't believe it. And so I said, here we go. And I instantly, on her account, pulled $1,200 out and put it in her bank. And she still had $200 profit of silver and the silver that she had accumulated. And for my stack and sell, I had zero. I didn't have not even one silver eagle, right? I carry around 4 or 5 silver eagles in my pocket just to show people now. And my stack and sell, I'm at 1,121 coins. And estimated value is $224,770.
And that's just your stack and sell. That's not your Sound Money wallet.
No, that's just my stack and sell.
And I know you've learned a lot about bullion because you and I have talked a whole lot, many times over this year. And you now have a lot of bullion. It may not be in your Sound Money wallet, but you you have it secured, and you
Yeah.
have a lot of bullion that you never have. So would it be fair to say, Gary, because I know my assets are well over $1 million in gold and silver, would it be fair to say that you have about at least a half a million in
At
gold and
least
silver in assets, real assets that you can
real
put your
assets.
hands on immediately or get the
Yes.
cash out immediately that you never had before in your life? Would that
Yes.
be fair?
Yes, in 4 years.
And you learned all of that through our association because you were a member of 7K and a member of our team, right?
That's right. And when I had questions, I asked before I made a mistake, not after.
Yes, you did. And we are so glad you asked questions, just like we want everybody to ask questions. You're
Uh,
you're a you're a great example. And now I know you come from a real huge business background. You're a business tycoon, right? What did you retire from, Gary?
I drove truck for 41 years.
So everybody from any walk of life can succeed in this business and can accumulate wealth if they just put their mind to it, be part of it, be willing to learn, be willing to work. Would you say that would be a true statement, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. And hang around the flagpole, like you said earlier. You can't quit. You gotta hang in there. You can't quit. You gotta keep moving. And by
That's,
the way, I'm over 10 million points on my bank side.
oh yeah, you got in right at the right time, didn't you?
Yeah,
Because all of Hawaii, all of PSI, all of that came in under you.
yeah,
Perfect timing, Gary,
yeah.
my friend. Thank you so much. You got a
And
fabulous story. You and Carmen, uh, you're part of what it's like in the new family, our newest family. You know, I
it's
see
blessed.
Jeri Forbis now. She
I
was
feel
there
blessed,
back then.
Bob. More than anything, I feel blessed
We
to
are
be
blessed
part
to
of it.
you. Before I come to you, David, I see Jeri. Jeri, come on in, unmute yourself. Let's see if we can't get you a quick story because I know yours is quick. I know you have been a stacker. You you want to build. You're looking forward to build. This is something that you can, that you can do. But in the meantime, you've accumulated a little bit of wealth, real wealth in the process. So tell us about that. Tell us what you got in your stack and sell. Tell us a little bit about your bullion, and tell us, uh, you know, if this is what you are working toward providing you a living now at where you're at now.
Well, I'll do my best and it will be short. You can hear me, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. My internet dropped. So that's why I went away for a minute.
That's okay.
But yeah, let me, and let me, okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So yes, I retired from the workplace and, I'm a single mom. Of course, my son is grown. Yay. But just trying to decide what to do with the rest of my life. And some of my friends, Kim and Prentice Wiley, told me about this business about 2.5, well, March will be 3 years actually. It took me about 3 months to say yes. And so I finally did. And but just to buy the coin, because I really didn't understand anything about gold and silver. But in the meantime, for the last year, it's been rather disruptive for me because I'm in between Texas and Louisiana. Hopefully, I'll get back to Louisiana in January, so you'll be seeing a lot of me back in Louisiana. So anyway, so retiring from the workplace, I did. I just had my Social Security to live on, and so obviously we all know that's limited. So to keep myself busy and to make a little extra money, I started looking into doing this as a business. And over this period of time, I've made enough in commissions to at least pay for my coins, and pay for the business, which to me is a feat in itself. And that's only with right now, I only have. This is what amazes me about this business and this pay, the way that they pay. I mean, I made enough to do that and pay for my own business, have the 1099, but also I only have 9 active people. I mean, think about that. I mean, it's not like I had to go get 90, to just accomplish that. But in my stack and sale, I have probably around 4,000, and that's just strictly my autosavers. It's not buying the drops or anything like that, because I just didn't have extra money to do that. So, but it's given me a really, a peace of mind to have that. And had that been cash in my savings account, I wouldn't have it. I just know me.
Yeah, you would have spent it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And now I'm like, I will not touch it. But this last year, there again.
That's because you know from other people's stories, Jeri, that
exactly
you hold on to these coins become more valuable with time. And time is what it takes for numismatic coins to gain their value. There's no guarantees, but gee whiz, the past has told us a lot, and other people say, but you've got a great story. That's why I wanted your story.
Oh, thanks.
You didn't have time. You actually, had you joined the business, here's part of the story that I'm going to tell. Had you joined the business when Kim first told you about it, I know where you would have been placed. You would have been in a huge position. You would have been much more motivated to build this business, because you'd have been kind of like Gary Capps. You'd have had millions on one side instead of you working both sides. Okay.
Yeah, and I've just lived my life with the thought process that God knows more than I do, and it's all in His, and it's all in His time. And I had learned a lot by growing slowly, because I look at all the little details, and if something comes up that I question, then I have the answers. And over this period of time, Kim and Prentice got me in the business, but Bob, you've kept me in it, and I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you, and we know that you will be blessed. You just keep doing what you're doing. You keep doing what we talk about, and it will come. We got plenty of time to build, and you're still a young chick, girl. Thank you so much, Jeri. We appreciate you,
Bob.
We appreciate your story. We all appreciate your story. I'm going to end this with David Brewer. He's one that was at our first meeting. He was sponsored by Woodrow Venable, who I sponsored, and David. I'll let David tell a story, but correct me if I'm wrong, you never owned gold and silver before 7K, really. Nope. I mean, until our introduction to metals and things. And I think you have a pretty nice accumulation of wealth in God's money. I think you got a pretty nice stack and sell, sound money wallet, and you've earned gold bonuses, you've earned silver bonuses, you've earned, I think you've earned money every which way but loose that you can earn. You earn gold, silver, and cash. So tell us a little bit about that, David Brewer.
Yes, I'm not sure okay, here we go. Yes, my sound money has been my blessing to accumulate that gold and silver. Since I retired, I started with 7K, and as Bob has mentioned, Woodrow Venable is my sponsor, the best friend in the world, and we've been working on this team for years. But the sound money is what's been my go-to for accumulating that extra that I need, and it's come through the commissions that I've earned. Not a lot, but I have been able to set aside a little over $21,000. Praise God for gold and silver. And my sound money wallet has grown about double that, praise God. But it went from about 40,000 input to it's about 46,000 now, and about 293 coins. That's a good accumulation in my book, and I appreciate that very much. But the main thing, it's kept me active and kept me earning commissions. That's what makes this business run.
And you've never stopped buying your autosaver even one time, did you? And you buy coin drops too, don't you?
Occasionally.
Yes, hey, let's get those numbers straight, because sometimes people, when they're talking, doing their story, Your sound money wallet balance is what?
About 21,000,
Okay, and your stack and sell balance is?
46,000.
Yeah, okay. So I wanted to make sure we had the right numbers there because they were
Sure.
kind of I think they were all sound money, and we know
Yeah.
we don't have numismatics in our stack and sell. So, in just that short a period of time, 8 years come November 17, you've been able to accumulate that much in real money savings.
Yes.
You would have never been able to save that much money in your retirement and Social Security, would you?
I probably didn't have half, a quarter of that in my retirement savings.
There you go. So, and
It's
we're
grown.
never too old to do this and never too old to get started, are we, David?
No, sir. Not at all.
Great story. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
each and every one of you. I think we got some great stories here. These are stories that people need to hear. I'll get this done. Oh, before I do it, I've always got to do something. You know, I've got to, gee whiz, and I bet I don't have my, I don't have my income disclosure statement to put up. So let's grab one real quick. Where is one of them at? Let's open this sucker up. Go down here and get an income disclosure statement, an IDS. There we go. Get that thing coming up on the screen so I can share the screen. So I can end this testimony with the income disclosure statement up there. You know, I got to do this and because I don't know how to attach them once I do a video. Okay, so everybody, you know, these are great stories that we heard. These are real stories. These are real numbers that can be backed up with the accounts and stuff that they have. Can everybody's story be like theirs? I personally think it can. If you will do the things these people did, if you're willing to commit the time to learn, the time, the sacrifice to I say, kind of like Warren Buffett says, you save before you spend everything. You always take a little bit out to save first, then you spend. A lot of people have grown up, they spend, and what's left over, they save. No, you save, then what's left over, you spend. That's the way to accumulate wealth. And that's what these stories reflect. And that can happen to you too, if you're willing to make a little bit of change in how you approach your savings to plan for your future. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for your time. Feel free to talk to the people that we had on this short recording, but we have thousands of other stories like theirs and many even bigger. You look at some of my other videos that has George Donaldson on it, the Kaysen, Cindy and Delton Kaysen, and others and others. But we have thousands of stories like this, not just in my team, but throughout all of 7K. Thank you for your time and attention.